This is NDTV, and you're watching Classics.
Hello and welcome to the Best of Reality Bites. The Prime Minister will fly to Srinagar in early April. Announcing this after a meeting with him in Delhi, Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Mufti Mohammad Saeed said a new political dialogue at the highest level should get off the ground soon. But in all the attention on the state, often forgotten is the community of Kashmiri pandits. It was exactly 13 years ago this very month that the pandits were forced out of the valley and have since stayed on the margins of public and political attention.
जो सिचुएशन डेवलप हो रही है पॉलिटिकली, जिसमें प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ पाकिस्तान जनरल मुशर्रफ और हमारे प्रधानमंत्री के इनविटेशन पर वो यहाँ पर आ रहे हैं बातचीत के लिए, इसके साथ हमारी आशाएं वाबस्ता हैं। हो सकता है कोई अच्छी चीज़ इस मीटिंग के बाद निकलने के पश्चात हमारे लिए कश्मीर जाने का रास्ता हमवार हो जाए। हम इसी आशा में बैठे हैं और हम चाहते हैं कि कोई हतमी फैसला हो कश्मीर के विषय में दोनों मुल्कों के बीच में।
हमको रोना आता है, क्या बताएंगे कि हमारी हालात क्या हो गई, क्या थे, कैसे थे।
My dream is to go back home in my homeland. That is my dream, and I think if it is not fulfilled in my lifetime, at least in my children's lifetime it should be fulfilled. Otherwise they have lost their home. They have lost their home, motherland. I may have seen my motherland. They have lost. I don't want them to lose their motherland. They don't know what their motherland is. So that is my dream, that we will go back to Kashmir, to our homeland.
Nobody is really listening to them. And if tomorrow the pandits took up arms, I wouldn't be surprised. I would probably support that because I think somebody has to hear what they're saying.
Navigating our way through these ruins, we can hardly believe that this was once the epicenter of the flourishing Kashmiri Pandit community in Srinagar. It is as if in this part of the city, time has simply stopped. Termite-ridden wood, burnt homes, locked doors, abandoned streets, and a silence that has drowned out all sounds of life. Even the neighborhood temple is empty, home now to a sprinkling of BSF soldiers. The valley's history turned on the night of the 19th of January 1990. There was curfew in Srinagar and reports of an imminent anti-Hindu attack. Local mosques began asking the pandits to leave their homes. In that one single night, thousands and thousands packed and left in what would be the beginning of a mass exodus. What was the real and immediate catalyst remains a mystery. Kashmiri separatists like to blame then-Governor Jagmohan for engineering the exodus. They say Jagmohan was in the middle of a violent crackdown on the separatist movement and wanted to paint it with a communal brush. Pushing the pandits out was part of this strategy. But the pandits themselves do not believe this to be the truth of the one night that changed their lives forever.
Around about 1:32, thousands of people came to my house. They broke our door. I was living in Sunwar, which was a area which is rather secluded area and high security zone, but I don't know where from people came. And they wanted me to come and be part of the curfew defiance. They even said that you have to be a human shield for us. You will go in front because there was a curfew and the army was out and police was out, and they said first we will kill you and then we'll get killed. And that was the reason why they wanted me to come out. But dead of the night, then somehow at that time I said, okay, I will just come down. So I put on the clothes and I came from the back door and went to my neighbor's house. And fortunately at that time, one armored car, because we were on the highway sort of a thing, armored car was going on the way, and they thought probably it has come to save me, and they just left in the lane, and in the meantime I left the house.
Dr. Shakti Bhan is one of Delhi's best-known gynecologists, seemingly well settled in her new life in the plush Apollo Hospital. but scratch the surface and the rage comes spilling out. She may be earning 10 times more than she did when she worked in the valley, but as she tells you, this is not about money.
A Kashmiri Pandit monetarily may not be so well off. That's not important. It is the identity of ethnic identity of a Kashmiri Pandit. Kashmiri Pandit was a well-known identity in India. A Kashmiri Pandit has a different ritual. It has a different language. It has a different culture. We think we have lost that.
In fact, history has turned full circle for the Kashmiri Pandits. Today, hapless victims, they were once the privileged elite of the valley. They may have been a minority, but at that time they had monopolized government jobs, plum postings and other such social benefits. In fact, the sharp economic disparity between the Pandits and the poor Muslim majority was one of the earliest reasons for popular discontent in the state. Our search for hints of life in these dead corners is mostly fruitless. There are only a handful of Pandits left in the valley. Estimates say less than 3,000. The majority, that's more than 6 lakh people, are scattered across the country in migrant camps. Home is now a makeshift plastic tent, and if you're lucky, a small cement room which must find a way of cramming in entire families. Refugees in their own land, most households are dependent on a government allowance of 2,400 rupees a month. But in the eyes of these people, what is most visible is raw anger, an anger that comes from being stripped of their sense of belonging. No wonder then that they all clutch at tiny plastic photo albums. It is the only bridge that still keeps them connected to memory, the only way to show their children that there is actually a land far away that was once home.